When I was younger, I always wanted to be older, so I could buy loads of sweets, stay up late, watch cartoons, have more freedom. Now I can join the armed forces, pay tax and get married, but I can't vote. I can't vote for who leads this country, but I can still be interested. Well, there's the danger. Politics seems to be viewed as an interest and a must. It has never been a must for schools to teach it, so we go searching for opinions in the comfort of our own homes, our own views and our own space, which limits the political knowledge that we engage with. The current voting age leaves a time gap whereby we can be engaged and yet still too young to act. This creates a norm to be interested but voiceless. This creates a norm for us to be invested in our futures but powerless in the hands of government. And worst of all, it leaves a time gap to lose interest because we are left feeling like spectators. But you aren't the spectator when you're the one speaking. Some of the best voices haven't had a vote. From Martin Luther King to Emmeline Pankhurst, they have proved that being silenced only makes you shout louder. They brought massive international coverage to their campaigns. This showed that using your vocal cords to pluck at the heartstrings is the best weapon in any battle. They proved that suppressing a passion could only increase the likelihood of it bursting into blossom. Voices change with time, and so do votes. For example, under 25s leaned towards staying in the EU. Once we do leave, 2 million of the older voters will have died, being replaced by a similar number of 18 to 20-year-olds. This means that during the negotiating process, we shall require a majority wanting to remain. This means this decision is out of date before it has even been put in place. This system has failed in the hands of time. Our future isn't our decision. When I say our futures, I don't mean our personal dreams and ambitions, but our shared future. Even if we never meet or interact, we are all influenced by the politics and leaders of our time. So how dare they leave us in the dark? Because these same leaders are beginning to sink the boat. And when it begins to plunge, we should all be there, ready to fill in the holes. But this can't be done without filling in our ballot papers first. So why do some young people not vote? Facts and figures show that millennials still hold the same amount of political interest as previous generations, but instead of voting, they are more likely to protest. If young people choose to take a different path, this should show that these leaders aren't inspiring a generation to follow in their footsteps, but instead take to the streets to object to these policies, these strategies and conditions. Well, who leads a protest? We do. We can all have personal leadership to take action, but if we aren't listened to, then we simply go back home and turn on the TV, because a voice outside the political system is powerless in making an impact without a vote. But that never stopped Pankhurst, maybe because she didn't have a TV to go back to. This system denies me a voice. This system has denied you a voice. We've all been denied taking action because we were all young once. We are left warming up, with our feet on the starting blocks, fired up, ready to go. But we're left waiting for the starting gun. So we begin to cool down, we sit back on the sidelines. But we can use this time effectively to share ideas and opinions. However, this only seems to exist online, in the comfort of our own homes, our own views and our own space. A tweet is no longer loud enough. A like that comes with a thumbs up is no longer good enough. My space is a thing of the past because our space is so much more important. By lowering the voting age, we can create a new trend. We can increase the diversity in this political social network, which currently seems to be lacking connection. To better this service, we need to find a new provider. In a world that seems to be going backwards, surely it is time for a new perspective to push forwards, because we all have a say. So let's say it into the eyes of the people that we want to influence instead of typing it into a phone. Let's speak globally into the hearts and minds everywhere instead of making current affairs only current if we live in the same time zone. Let's break down barriers instead of building walls. Let us not be trumped, let's triumph. Let's shake hands with everyone, because if our boat begins to sink, we can be reassured that other boats from overseas will come to our rescue. One human being can't change politics. But we can all change the system by influencing the people inside it, the people that are running that race already, to keep it moving forward. The day I stop wanting to be older will be the day I get the vote. We will make our voice heard, because you aren't the spectator when you're the one speaking.